Thursday's Thunder. It's the 3rd day of September.
It is. It's spring.
Spring. And it's
Or
raining.
is it?
It's meant to be from tomorrow onwards.
Yeah.
But it has been nice.
It has
We've
been.
had the doors open here at the gym,
Yep.
so it's been pretty good. So I think we'll start getting those warm spring days.
Hope so.
Intermittent with cold, rainy, wintry days, which is what spring's all about.
Yep.
How are you today, Adrian?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Yeah.
I feel good. Yeah. The knee's a bit sore, but that's about it.
Yeah?
That's from running. I tried that thing what people do.
I did ask you, why the hell did you run?
I wanted to race my dogs.
Okay.
I won, but at what cost?
All right.
Yeah, I was just saying just
I think
before.
you just shuffled. Just shuffle this way.
Just saying,
There
yeah,
we
like,
go.
yeah, squatted 200, no pain. The minute I start running, an instant agony.
Well, I've told you my story of running, that I did the City Bay years ago.
Yeah.
And when I crossed that finish line, I vowed to myself that I will never run again. And I haven't.
Yeah. I only run it being chased. I mean, I could sprint well, but running I'm just not good at it. Can't do it.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, training's going good, feeling good, everything, body's feeling good. I'm surprised how, actually, I was talking with someone at the shop the other day about, he was half my age and was riddled with injuries, and I was thinking, man, I'm in my late 50s and I really haven't had any injuries. There's nothing on my body that stops me from doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, like some people say, oh, I can't bench press because of my shoulder, or I can't do this because of, you know, my knee. Well, I can do everything.
Yeah, I mean, I can do everything. It's just I found stuff that doesn't quite work for my body now, so I work around it. Like,
So is that a result of being lucky or maybe smart?
I'm assuming a little bit of both. Because there was that one time you did really into your forearm. Not doing anything in the gym.
That wasn't in the gym though.
No.
So yeah, and that being said, anything where I've hurt myself, I haven't hurt myself in the gym.
No.
Which has been good.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along, we'll do shop talk first.
Yes.
So we've had a chance to test a number of these new products that came in.
Yep.
So we had some Accent Sledge come in, some new flavors of other products. So bring up the first one and we'll have a quick chat.
Okay.
So what do we got there?
We have the Accent Sledge Extreme Stim Pre-Workout 7th Gear.
Okay.
We got this in last week.
Yes.
And by the way, Accent Sledge have been selling crazy well.
Crazy well.
Yeah.
Crazy well. We've actually sold out of some flavors. We haven't sold out of any product yet, but some flavors already. Whiskey and cola has been extremely popular across the board, so they're unfortunately sold out. But we will be able to get this restocked, which will be happening in the next week or so.
Yes.
Yep.
So we tried this. I think the day we got it, we tried this.
I've tried it a couple of times.
Yeah. The first time we tried, we're like, oh, you're like, do I really? I said someone said here the other, oh, do I do 2 scoops of this? And I said no.
No. So quick rundown.
So
just a quick rundown.
Is Accent Sledge's Extreme Stimulant Pre. As it's noted, it doesn't have much in the way of, or any in the way of a pump, but it does have in the terms of just stimulant.
Stims and nootropics.
Stims and nootropics,
Yep.
yes, with some beta-alanine and some beaten in the power. First things first, it hits you like a rock.
Yes.
Like you were sitting there, you'll feel a little bit, and all of a sudden, it's kicked in. Eyelids were buzzing. I could feel the beta-alanine tingles in my palms and in the bottom of the balls of my feet. Flavor-wise, raspberry lemonade didn't taste all that bad.
No.
Although it is very Americanized, it is very sweet. So you do get a bit of like a jaw clench.
Yep.
But I can't really fault it. If you are a stim junkie and you just want that, go
What
for
I
it.
liked about it too was I didn't experience any crash in the two nights that I had it, and we trained at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I've been having that late afternoon. Didn't affect my sleep. I didn't have any noticeable crash that I noticed. I felt fine. No big come down or anything. So, but in terms of energy wise, the beta-alanine hits you very quickly. I reckon within about 10-15 minutes you'll notice it. Which is what some people don't like that. I get people coming all the time, I don't want those tingles. Whereas I like those tingles.
I like it.
That tells me that this is now in the system.
That gives me a marker of like, okay, if that's working and that's been assimilated and been utilized, all the other ingredients are going to do the exact same thing and follow suit.
Yep.
So I use that as a guide.
Overall, quick rundown on product. Just give us the numbers again. So it's got about 350 of caffeine.
Yep. So in terms of caffeine, 350 of caffeine, 100 milligrams of teocrine, and 50 milligrams of dicaffeine malate. So you got about 500 grams of just caffeine in there.
Yep.
But then you've got your choline bitartrate, alpha GPC, and huperzine A for your nootropics.
Yep. Yep. How many serves?
30 serves in a tub.
30 serves, $69.95.
Yes.
$79.95.
$79.95. Yeah.
But yeah, just bear in mind, there's no pump formula in this. It is just pure energy.
Yep.
I rated it highly, a good 4 out of 5.
Yes, definitely.
Very good.
Okay. Now, I wanted this specifically for myself because I love carb formulas. I've been using this, the Demo Day, the intra carb drink by Sledge again for the last week. And the first session, I thought, first thing I noticed was immediately, like, I felt fuller, I felt stronger. And I thought, well, maybe that's just a placebo effect.
So quickly, how do you take this? How are you taking it?
I'm taking 1 scoop in the middle of in the middle of my session. As an intro workout with just some essential amino acids.
Yep.
That's all I'm doing for it. But in terms of, I was just, every time I use them, okay, I do feel a bit more pumped, I do feel a bit more full, I do feel a bit more energy. I'm like, well, maybe that's a placebo effect from what I've been reading about it. But then every single day, every time I use it, I get the same effect. I feel fuller, I'd feel like I'd look fuller, the pumps would be just ridiculous, especially on leg day.
Yep.
Which was Tuesday. Yep. It was just crazy. And I've given this to Scott Nelson, one of our sponsored athletes, and he thought the exact same thing, where it's just like he felt like he was fuller, more pumped.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet.
And same with Ari. Ari yesterday came and goes, I have felt it, I did biceps and I felt my back get a pump.
Yeah.
So in terms of, I can't fault this at all. Like, I love this product. That's all I can really
the benefit of an intracarb formula is to basically regenerate glycogen.
Yes.
And one of the reasons you get tired when you're training is because you deplete glycogen out of that muscle. The body hasn't had time to replenish it, especially if you don't have any fast-acting carbohydrates like this. So in the end, muscles full of glycogen are going to pump better. They're going to hold their pump better, but it's going to extend your energy.
This also contains 2,000 milligrams of glycerol.
Yep.
So it induces more of a pump, as well as some GDAs in there to help shuttle it into the muscle so it can be utilized as another fuel source.
Yep.
So I rate this, probably, I want to say 5 out of 5 in terms of your workouts.
All right, I can't give it a rating because I haven't used it, but based on that, I'm going to use it. What flavour is that one?
This is Big Cherries. Now, I'm not a big cherry fan.
The cherry flavours can be real hit or miss.
The smell, it just smells medicinal.
Yeah.
But then I've tasted the ones my case, a bit sweet, but then it sort of grows on you. So now I really like the cherry flavour.
Excellent.
But this is still starting really as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. Look, it's not cheap. It's $99.95. So it's right up there. It's a niche product, but it's all patented ingredients, like all Axe & Sledge products. So some of the cost has gone into that. But we were surprised at how well it's selling.
Yeah. If you're a high-performance athlete, if you're a bodybuilder, if you just want to increase, keep your strength and your training to the fullest of the session, highly recommend Demo Day as one of the best carbohydrate, if not one of the best intra-workout formulas on the market at the moment.
Keen to use it.
Yes.
Next.
Okay, next off we will be grabbing a new flavour from our friends over at Red Dragon Nutritionals, the Dragon's Breath. This is their Granny Smith flavour.
Still one of my all-round favourite pre's. I really like this. It's just good, clean energy. You don't feel wired. You just feel really good. Nice bit of alanine tingle without being over the top. Just a great pre-workout. We've been talking about this and been selling it for a long time, but this is just a new flavour.
It's just a new flavour. Sweet apple, I like to call it.
What's it called?
Granny Smith. It's just Granny Smith apple.
And it is exactly, it smells like Granny Smith apples, and it's just a good apple flavour. Yep.
Granny Smith. That's it.
But you can't go wrong. If you're after just a good all-round pre, excellent product.
Excellent. We also received a question, did we not?
Yes. So there was a question where someone said, what is, in our opinion, the best test boosters on the market?
Okay, so I grabbed all the ones we sell at the gym at the moment, which is the Switch Nutrition Alpha Switch, the 13 Lives Nailed It, and the Gentech Male Fuel.
Yep. There's one other there that I would have brought onto the list, I forgot all about it, which is the Max's, the Gear.
The Gear, yes.
Yeah. So they are our best selling, well, they're most probably our only I think that's pretty well our only major chest boosters.
Yes.
They all sell really, really well. I am using this one currently.
Same with myself.
Nailed it, and I've used it quite a few times. I like it.
Yep.
Now, with test boosters, what you have to remember, test boosting products work by raising test levels to your natural peak.
Yep.
So if you're in your teens, early 20s, really up to late 20s, I don't see much purpose in using a test booster unless you have got an issue with your testosterone level.
Yeah.
You should be at your peak then.
Exactly, and also if you've got a high level of stress in your life, you've got a stressful job, you do find your free flow testosterone levels do drop, as well as luteinizing hormone, which creates new hormones. By utilizing natural test products, they increase the rate of luteinizing hormone. So, like I said, it's sort of like releasing the floodgates on your own natural source.
That's right.
It's not going to add any extra testosterone to you if you're getting on in age, like late 40s, early 50s. Highly recommend using Test Booster because it just brings your level.
The older you get, the better they work. And I call it a feeling of vibrancy. Vigor, vibrancy, just feeling really, really good. You know, that transfers obviously to the gym as well. Yep.
But the question was, in our opinion.
Yep.
So, in your opinion, what would be the best pre-workout we sell them?
Best test booster.
Sorry, what did I say? Pre-workout.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, you can use test boosters as a pre-workout.
You can.
Nick Jones did say with our fuel.
Exactly right. And for other activities, which I'll talk about a little bit in a minute. Now, look, I like all three of these products.
Yes.
I really do. And I'm really reluctant to put it in any order of what's the best.
Yep.
But if you're looking at what's written down on paper, formula, because these things work differently with everyone as well. You know, we've got people who love this and so forth. You know, Switch is very new.
Yes.
So in terms of how well it's selling, it's a new product to us. So people have only been using it for a short time, but we're getting repeat customers coming on it. This formula is a very, very good formula. I like this formula.
Yes.
Look, if you're going to put it in order, if I'm going to have to put it in order, I'd put it in this order as you're looking at me from the camera from left to right.
Left to right, yep.
Yeah.
I would have to
there.
Yes,
but
I would have to agree.
I'd say these two are extremely close.
What sets and nailed it apart from, aside from everything else, is the lion's mane in there.
Yeah.
I have the full serve and I immediately feel switched on just because lion's mane is a very powerful nootropic. It helps the muscle, the brain synapses fire quicker, giving you a more feeling of alertness and mental fortitude, which for nighttime activities.
Well, exactly. Nick Jones always told me that if you're going to use a test booster, you can use it like morning and night, just to help with your test levels. You can take it as a pre, but take the full dose of 4 capsules as a pre, just for that switched on feeling.
Yes.
And before any bedroom aerobics, take a full serve, you know, about an hour beforehand.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3 in my opinion as well.
Yep. But these two are very close.
Yes.
This one may be set apart because of the lion's mane.
Yep.
So there we go. I hope that helps. Cool. All are really, really good products.
Yes, and all range anywhere from $79.95 to $89.95 anyway. So we're in the same ballpark.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's just talk about what's been happening in here. So at the gym, we got our pendulum squat in.
We did.
And we used that on our last leg workout. Very, it's a brutal but a good piece of equipment. Now, Ari can put up a picture of it as we're talking. You'll find it on our social media pages anyway. A pendulum squat is a very different way. It's sort of like a hack squat, but it's not a hack squat. No. You're on a pendulum instead of slides. We only had up to 30 kilos on it, and that was it. But granted, we'd done 300 kilo belt squats and things beforehand.
Yeah, so those two machines now, are we probably the only gym that has both of them? Apart
from a couple of niche personal training studios.
I found that the pendulum squat is far superior to a hack squat, just because you do have that extra, you can go the extra range of motion, and you do also have the availability to like change the foot position.
I don't like the hack squats because it's a fixed position on your legs, and that fixed position on hack squats generally hits my knees more than my quads. Whereas the pendulum squat we've got here is adjusted from 30 degrees to 45 degrees and in between. So I ask all my members, if you're going to use it, play around with those the first time.
Yep.
Don't put any weight on there. Just get it on there, do a couple of deep squats, see how that feels on your knees, play around with those angles.
Yeah.
I find I have a high angle of 45 degrees is perfect for me.
Yeah.
You were a little bit lower.
I found out that if I went a high enough foot position, I had to have the pad at 45 degrees, my feet a bit higher up and closer together, I have no knee strain and I can get probably the most out of my quads.
Yep. Another thing we just want to touch on here at the gym is that we found out only last night that apparently water fountains and any beverage dispensing machine or apparatus is not to be used. So we had to take our water fountain down. I found out yesterday that a gym here in Adelaide got fined for having a water fountain, whereas my impressions initially were that we could have one, but apparently you cannot have one. So we have had to remove that, and if your gym has had a water fountain removed, that is for the reason. If your gym is still having a water fountain, they are breaking COVID regulations, so just bear that in mind. We're sorry to do that, totally out of our control. I do not want a $5,000 fine. No. So just bear that in mind. If your gym does not have a water fountain, that's why, because we're not allowed to have one yet. Quickly moving right on, I'll just reiterate again that the ICN show is all good. I had a meeting at the venue yesterday. We came up to a plan with the show, how it's going to be run, so everything can be run, all bit differently. This will be the most different run bodybuilding show ever, but we will be able to compete and all within COVID guidelines.
Awesome.
Before we go, we'll just touch on the New York Pro is on this weekend.
Yep.
So we saw the competitor list. It had a big field.
It had about 20, 25.
And there was people from Egypt and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Unless they're living in America.
Of course, unless they already got their little...
But there was no real big names in this show, apart from what, Patrick Moore.
So there was Patrick Moore, John De La Rosa, Max Charles, Antoine Vaillant, Ian Valieri.
Well, I think you've got the top 5 there.
Yeah.
But this is actually an interesting show in that really any one of those guys can win it, and any one of the outsiders could win it. There's a lot of people I wasn't even aware of. So it'll be interesting. We'll have the results up for that next week. So, but that is the New York Pro in Tampa, Florida.
Yep.
Which is interesting. Did you see also the Mr. Olympia page announced yesterday for all international qualified competitors to get in touch with them, because they have found apparently a way for them to get into America to compete.
Under the Underground Railroad.
No, apparently this was, they've been in touch with the regulating bodies over there, and that they have found a way that the international competitors can come in, all legal and everything, but there is a procedure that they have to follow.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting, because hopefully that'll bring in people like Rami and all that.
That'd be good. I want to see a good Olympia.
Yeah.
I want to see a nice stack, like good, like in 2011, those like 5 or 6 where these guys can win it, you know.
That's right.
Not one person and then 12 people competing for second place.
Yeah.
It's
That's
been
it.
a while. It has.
I think we're done. Thanks guys for tuning in. As per always, this episode is brought to you by Australian Muscle and Australian Muscle the Gym and Australian Muscle Online.
With free Australia-wide delivery.
Free delivery.
You deliver it.
Could be from me if you're locally. All this week I've been delivering.
Yep.
Thanks guys. If you've got any questions, hit us up on our socials. We will try to answer them. If not, stay safe. Catch you next week. See ya.